When you receive the CyberGear motor, inside your package you will find a printed instruction sheet, and at the end of that instruction sheet there's a small QR code. And if you scan that QR code, it will point you to a drive that you can download this zip file from. There's also a password printed in your manual there that you'll need to access this. So once you have the zip file, I'm just going to unzip it here and let's take a look at what's inside. So we have all these folders that are in Chinese at the moment. And what we're looking for is the one that has the Debugger app in it. So I don't actually remember which one that is. I think it's actually this first one here. So let's extract this folder as well. All right, and let's go in here. And yeah, this is the CyberGear configuration debugger tool. So the first thing that we want to do, if we were just to launch this right off the bat, you will see that we get the window open here, and it is currently set to Chinese. There is a way to get the majority of the UI translated into English, and what we want to do is go into this config.xml file, and if we come down to this language line, it's currently set to ZHCN. If we set this to ZHEN and save that, let's launch the app again. And lo and behold, we have an English UI. So now, assuming that you have the correct USB CAN bus adapter and it is connected to your motor properly, you should now be able to hit the connect button. And so yeah, here is my USB adapter and the COM port that it's connected to. So let's just connect to that. And this is showing us a list of all the parameters that are available on the motor. And here's my motor, motor 1. If we twirl this open, we can see that this is some information about the motor. And then here are all the parameters. And at the moment, this is CAN ID 1. When you get your motor straight from the factory, it will have a CAN ID of 127. And if you want to change the CAN ID of the motor, it's very straightforward. You can just do that right here from this section here. Just put in whatever motor number you want the motor that you have connected to be assigned and click the little check. And now if we look at the motor, it is now set to motor number 5. But I'm going to go put it back to motor 1. All right, so this is now motor 1. Now, the other thing that you might want to do is we have an encoder calibration here. If you click this, it will run through a few movements on the motor, and it will update this value here, this electrical offset. I did this calibration on both of the motors that I have, and that number stayed almost the same. I think maybe some of the last 3 digits changed, but it seemed like the stock value was in good shape. And the other thing that you can do is if you come over here to the right-hand pane, there's a few things that you can do. First thing you can do is just set the 0 position. So whatever position the motor is in now, that will set it to a software 0 position. And then we can come into, for example, position mode, and you can run some automated movement tests. So if we turn this on, the motor is now in position mode, and if I turn on this sine signal automated test, now my motor is turning back and forth. Make sure you have your motor secured, because these things can really move around if they're just loose on your desk. All right, so yeah, that's pretty much all you need to do. I mean, as a bare bones, you really, I mean, you don't even need to use this tool at all. Just you can address a motor straight from the factory as ID 127. But if you have a bunch of motors and you want to address them individually, just just come in here, connect to the motor, give it a new CAN ID, and that's it. You really don't have to do that much else. There is some stuff you can do in here to take a look at what the motor is doing. If we come into the Analyze tab and turn our oscilloscope on, we can, as an example, click this channel button, and let's say we want to graph channel 1 to the, there's the commanded position, or we can look at the actual mechanical position. This is what's been detected. So let's put it to mechanical position, and we'll hit close, and then we'll start the scope. Now, if I turn my motor, I'm just sort of manually turning the motor left and right, or clockwise and counterclockwise, and you can see it's giving me the value of whatever the encoder is saying that motor position is. The other thing we can do is I can turn on this automated test, and now we can see that it's running that automated signal. And we can see that the mechanical position is doing what we would expect. So that's how you can use the scope to kind of take a look at the parameters on the motor and do some testing with it. All right, I think that's kind of the basics of what you might need to get started with the CyberGear debugger software. I am not an expert in this thing. I just opened it for the first time today, so I'm learning it too. But I thought that I would share what I have learned, just because kind of getting it up and running and switched over to English is not necessarily obvious. So hope this is helpful, and good luck with your projects. Take care.